Good morning, friend. Today we are doing another QuickTake review on Niche Beauty Lab's Theramid C-Tetra E.F. We have a lot to cover, and I wound up splitting this into two different videos because I had this and another page of notes to cover. So this one will just be on this product, so we're going to skim over some of the details about vitamin C's. The other video will be exclusively a deep dive into vitamin C and derivatives and some fun stuff about that. So C-Tetra E.F is a vitamin C product primarily. It is, well, let's just start with the feel. It is very similar to most of the Theramid line. It is a creamy, hydrating serum texture. It's not sticky, it's not heavy, it's very lightweight, but nice and hydrating, moisturizing, dries down pretty quickly. It has no real detectable scent, and if you've ever tried an ascorbic acid vitamin C, it does not have that telltale hot dog water scent. So that's really nice. Yeah. Just dies down, leaves your skin feeling nice and hydrated. Its packaging is also very in line with Theramid's line. Beautiful color. This glass is recyclable, so you just unscrew the top and pull it out. There's a vinyl vacuum bag in here that helps suction out all of the product, protecting it from most air exposure on the way. And then you can break the components apart and recycle that at your local municipality. According to the label on the front, it is 20% vitamin C, it has 1% vitamin E, and 0.5% ferulic acid. If you haven't looked into vitamin C's, that may seem like a strange combination, but actually it is the magic trio. SkinCeuticals, a while back in the early 2000s, did a bunch of research on vitamin C's, and vitamin C in its active form, ascorbic acid, is really difficult to formulate cosmetics with because it's very unstable. It is very good at scavenging for reactive oxygen species or free radicals, if you will, and just wants to do that whenever it's exposed to light or air. So stabilizing it and kind of capturing the genie in a bottle was very, very tricky, and still is. But what SkinCeuticals found was if you mix very specific percentages of ascorbic acid and 1% vitamin E or tocopherol acetate and 0.5% ferulic acid, you get this magic synergy that keeps the vitamin C stable, keeps it more active, and in the case of ferulic acid, it actually ups the UV protection that vitamin C normally gives you. Now, that's not to say that it's going to replace an SPF, but it does work in tandem with your SPF really nicely, so we'll get to that. The main vitamin C derivative in this product is ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, aka tetrahexyldiesel ascorbate or THD ascorbate. It is a pretty common these days vitamin C because it's oil soluble, which is nice. Not all of them are. It is much easier to formulate with than ascorbic acid. So it's stable below a pH of 5 versus traditional ascorbic acid is only stable below 3.5, which makes it a very acidic formula, so very tricky to formulate with. So easier to formulate with, it is more stable. Most of the in vitro studies show really awesome properties that cover the traditional vitamin C BLT, or brightening, lightening, and tightening effects. Vitamin C is known for being able to even out the skin tone overall, just give us a brighter complexion, as well as lightening dark spots like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, sunspots, that kind of thing. And then the tightening comes in because it actually helps with collagen synthesis. That's your brightening, lightening, and tightening. It also helps to protect from UV damage because it is an outstanding antioxidant. Now, back to THD specifically, it does have all of those properties. It's a great antioxidant, and some of the research does point to it being able to penetrate a little bit deeper in the skin than traditional ascorbic acid. That will help it make collagen a little bit better. So if you want to follow up on that, watch the next video, but just know that it probably is going to do a good job of all the things you look to vitamin C for. The only downside of THD ascorbate is there isn't a whole lot of human research on it. The majority of it was done in a lab with cells in a lab or similar, but most of it seems to translate to human studies pretty well. So for the moment, we will just give it a pass and say that this is a well-regarded form of vitamin C that is oil-soluble and seems to do its job well. The other two vitamin C derivatives are ascorbyl glucoside, which is ascorbic acid bound to a glucose molecule. It is a water-soluble form of it. It is easier to formulate with and more stable than ascorbic acid is, so that's great. And it is also stable between a pH of 5 and 8, so that complies just fine with the THD ascorbate. The only downside is, like any derivative, including THD, it does need a conversion in your skin to be active, which isn't a bad thing. It's just how we make it more stable. It also has promising anecdotal evidence, but there isn't a whole lot of human studies again. Last but not least, ascorbyl methylsilanol pectate, aka ascorbosilene. It is a water-soluble form of vitamin C as well. It is somewhat hydrating because of how it's formulated. There is very, very little research on this. I will give Niche Beauty Labs a pass just because they seem to do their research quite thoroughly. But that said, there are no real awesome published studies talking about how this is different or just this particular kind of vitamin C in general does not have a lot of research available. So each of these vitamin C derivatives is going to offer a little something special to the formula. We like to come at things from all kinds of different angles as opposed to just relying on one superstar ingredient. And on that note, the rest of the trio, the magical trio, is vitamin E at 1%, which is tocopherol acetate in this particular formula, and 0.05% ferulic acid. Ferulic acid is another superstar antioxidant. In this formula, its primary antioxidant role is going to be, again, to protect the vitamin C. For today's video, we're just going to keep this simple and say, yes, it checks out. They have a great blend of vitamin C's and the magic trio of vitamin C, E, and ferulic acid, which will give you great antioxidant protection and protection from the sun's damaging rays. So use this under your SPF every day. It will help to brighten up any dark spots that you have. It's going to help build collagen to tighten up the skin and soften away some wrinkles, as well as just prevent future damage by boosting your SPF's capacity and providing you just lots of great antioxidant protection. All right, so my own personal thoughts. I loved the formula. Like everything else from Theramid, it feels really nice to put on. It layers really well with others. It's a great formula. It's well packaged. The only downside is I don't think I saw a whole lot of progress on my hyperpigmentation. I didn't feel like when I switched to this, it even kept up with my old routine. Now, that is to say, I use a lot of different antioxidants and a lot of different formulas to help with hyperpigmentation because it's very tricky to get rid of if you've ever tried. Relying on vitamin C as your sole brightener or lightener is not going to leave you with real great results. This is an awesome addition to a well-rounded hyperpigmentation routine, but yeah, don't count on this to do all of your brightening and lightening. It will certainly help, especially boosting your SPF, but this should be part of a bigger routine and just come at it from all angles for hyperpigmentation. I'll do another video on just that, but if you are looking for outstanding antioxidant protection, this is a great option. It is $30 US for 30 milliliters or 1.01 fluid ounces. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time. We're going to do some vitamin C videos, some other vitamin C product videos, and some hyperpigmentation videos coming up soon, just because it's that time of year. Take care. See you next time.